Richie Rich Show.
Hey, what's up, guys? What's going on, man? Your boy is not having a good day. I have mixed feelings about this, what just happened. But, such is life, especially in trucking. Like I always say to you guys, you're only really as good as your next load. Like, they don't care that you may drill through hell and high water to get that other load there. They only worry about the next load. So, like the title says, Prime canceled my contract because I wouldn't risk my life to pick up a load. Okay, let me get in a little more detail. If you saw my service failure video that I made about 2 weeks ago, this kind of leads up to that. Okay, and I knew that when I kind of snapped at the fleet manager, I knew our relationship was going down because we used to communicate more often. But I'll be honest with you, fuck him. You know what I mean? Like, what is this? Yeah, like I said, fuck that dude. Some guy pulled up next to me. I'm sorry, but it sucks, man. But I think like today or going forward, I'm gonna go on the spot market and just do that. So, what happened? Why did they cancel my contract? Okay, this is what happened. I dropped off a load outside of Oklahoma City, south of Oklahoma City. I think it's Pauls Valley, Oklahoma. And that was on Saturday. Mind you, the day before I drove about 681 miles to drop a load I picked up out of Murfreesboro to Pauls Valley. Now, I have to tell you that recently and lately, I don't know if any other prime drivers can agree to this, but the loads seem to be really, really tight. They're asking like a lot more out of people for like a lot of miles in like a single day. Now, like I told you guys, driving 600 miles a day is not bad every other day or maybe a few times a week, but it feel like the logistics side was just a cleanup side. You know what I mean? What other drivers will reject, I would get. So let me continue. Basically, I picked up a load out of Pauls Valley. No, I got dispatched out of Pauls Valley, Oklahoma, and I got an Amarillo load. Okay, that was on Saturday. I couldn't leave until really Saturday night, but my load that picked up in Amarillo picked up on Sunday between 4 a.m. and Monday morning 4 a.m. Okay, it was an open window. So what happened was on Saturday, I needed to reset. I sat there, and I was going to head to pick up my load on Sunday afternoon, right, or Sunday morning. So I took a sleep. I'll get up Sunday morning and start heading to Amarillo. And before I know it, there was a winter storm. Okay, there was a big ice storm that must have came over from California over to Central Plains. There was accidents in Albuquerque and all up and down the road. Okay, ice storm. So the wind was blowing like 35 miles an hour, and it was just freezing rain and freezing ice. So what I decided to do is I got to outside of Oklahoma City. I made it to El Reno, Oklahoma. That's the Love's there. I went there, went to use the bathroom, came out, and it got worse. So I shut it down. I messaged sales, letting them know, and I'll put the note that I left. And I let them know that, hey, listen, I'm not going to be able to make this. That, I'm not going to be able to pick up the load on time because there's an ice storm. There's a winter storm. Okay. So, dispatch says, okay, pick it up, stay safe. Get it when you can. I'll upload that too. So the next morning, which will be Monday morning, about 8 a.m., I get up and I head down towards Amarillo, Texas to pick up the meat load. That was about 200 miles drive. So I get down there about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, pick up the load, leave out about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I started heading towards Orlando, Florida. My loads were going to Florida, which I love to go, and I wanted to go. So I get down towards Vernon, Texas, which is like maybe 250 miles away, give or take. and I shut down. I only had like 2 hours left on my clock. I then messaged dispatch and told them, listen, I don't believe I will be on time to deliver this load. Today is, today's Tuesday. The load delivers tomorrow at noon in Orlando, Florida. That's like 1,000 miles away. When I talked to dispatch, they said, you know what, we can move this appointment around. We can reschedule it. I said, can you do that, please? Because that, or repower it, because I'm not going to be able to make it. Dispatcher says, I'm going to leave a note for Chili. I'm going to tell his name. Fuck him. Chili Childress is his name. The dispatcher. Dylan Chili Childress. And he left a note for him. So the next day, which is today, I wake up with a couple missed calls about 8 o'clock in the morning. And basically, Chili was asking me what happened to the load, what's going on, as if he didn't see the messages I put on the Qualcomm. This is why I purposely do this, but like I told you, it doesn't really matter, right? So basically, Chili was like, well, we're going to have to repower this load, and I can't reload you out of Dallas anymore. Okay, we're going to cancel your contract. And I'm like, for what? He was like, well, this happened too many times. I know he's butthurt about the other situation with the JBS load out of Michigan, right? Where they wanted me to run 700 miles in one day because the customer changes his appointment. If you saw my last video about service failure, you understand what I'm talking about. But, like I said, you're only good as your next load. And I believe it was, bullshit. How do I feel about it? Well, I just dropped the load off in Texas to the drop yard down in Dallas, and I send all the paperwork in, I processed out or whatever. But the market's really fucked up now, and people are a little cutthroat. I done had a couple conversations with a couple drivers, and one of the guys said something to me. He was like, well, you got to feel for the guy. He's in the office there, and he's got to respond to those dudes in the office and stuff. But, I wasn't risking my life to go pick up a load in Amarillo, Texas, when there was a winter storm there. Ironically, driving down the highway, literally filled with flipped over semi-trucks. One truck looked like it fell off the bridge, and his load spilled all over the side of the road. I made a decision, and I'm sticking to it. Screw it, fuck it. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. That's how trucking is, and it's making me, lately, I ain't gonna lie, I've been having thoughts of like being done with trucking. You know what I mean? I've been having thoughts of it, and the reason is because of this shit. When I think about the stability of trucking in my last 11 years, it hasn't really been stable at all. I think I only really made good money, like I said, between the years of 2018 and 2021. Okay, only for a few years. Really, it's been scraping and scratching for the last 10 years or 11 years. So how do I feel my contract's canceled? Well, one of my subscribers left a comment. He's like, Rich, I think they're trying to get rid of you. And you know what? I kind of took that to heed. And I already put some things in work to go do other things, as far as pulling dry van and stuff. I didn't really want to enter the spot market because the rates are still kind of low and bad, but I'll do it for a little while, until I get tired of that. But am I pissed? I mean, today was a pretty shitty day. Some other stuff happened, and it's like I feel pretty down, but it is what it is. I would not risk my life. Fuck the CDL. This is my life. For any load that you pick it up and you get it there, and they throw half of it away. But I think that my dispatcher was probably a little butthurt when I kind of cut into him about that last video. When he was like, "Why didn't you send your arrival call at 4 o'clock?" And I sent it at 4:01. He's just being petty. But this is the bullshit you deal with in trucking. It can get petty out here, and so right now I'm no longer with Prime. My contract is canceled with them. The only good thing about the A fleet side, the logistics side of Prime, is that they don't control the truck. It's mine. They only control the trailer and the fuel card, I guess. But I wasn't making a lot of money anyway. The A fleet, the logistics side, in all hindsight, it really sucked. You know what I mean? Would I recommend y'all guys do it? No, I wouldn't recommend it. Just because the revenues weren't high, and like I told you before, it felt like I was a cleanup fleet. Like my job was to clean up stuff. But such is life. Trucking has really been, I don't know. I'm starting to really have thoughts about this trucking industry shit. You know what I mean? Like, being the police was stable. You know what I mean? And but I'm at the age right now where I don't want to be a patrolman. A guy made a comment about being a warden or probation officer. I can see myself being a probation officer. I don't want to be locked in the cage with the animals. But yeah, my contract was canceled because I wouldn't risk my life during the ice storm to pick up a load. I wonder how Robert Lowe would feel about that. Hey, who knows? So anyway, guys, I'm about to go get me something to eat. Maybe even have a drink or something and just relax my mind. I mean, I was a little pissed off about it. He started talking and I just said, one thing I will never do at my age now is beg another man for a job or plead my case. I will never do it. That's, I'll cut his throat before I do that. You know what I mean? I'm not that guy. So, right now, man, I'm in Texas and I'm about to head on home. This is why it's important to keep money tucked away in case you had a deadhead home or deadhead to another situation. But I had some things in the works, and it's funny how that kind of work out. You know what I mean? So anyway, peace and love, and I'll keep you guys updated. Peace.